Pominville the assist on Manic's go-ahead goal on the power play. There's a hit by Jokinen on MacArthur. Oh boy, Zednik, oh my goodness.
Oh my God, he's bleeding bad.
Richard Zednik is cut wide open. Oh my God. Oh folks, this is ugly. Richard Zednik is cut wide open.
You know what?
It's his neck. They've got a towel on his neck. Dave Zanobi, the trainer, and they're getting him right into the dressing room.
This is
very serious.
Buffalo has seen something terrible in past years. Fortunately, Clinton Malarchuk is alive and well to talk about it today, but a artery got cut. And this looks, it's that kind of a serious blood from Zednik. Quickly he went, didn't seem to panic, went right to the dressing room.
That's the doctor there hustling across the ice. Zednik is in the dressing room.
Now Dave Zanobi was right there receiving him at the bench, quickly put the towel over top of the neck and hopefully was able to identify where the cut was and where the blood was coming from.
That is about as scary as it gets.
As I said, this was many years ago, back in the, I think it was back in the early 80s when Clint Malarchuk, a goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres, was hit with a skate that cut him, and his main artery was cut.
All right, well, we are going to show you the replay of what happened, but we do want to say it is very graphic, so if you do not want to see it or anybody watching the game with you don't want them to see it, we advise you. This is not a pretty sight, but we are going to show it to you, what happened to Richard Zednik of the Panthers here in Buffalo.
There it is right there. He goes down, and there you can see where. Well, Clint Malarchuk once told me Jim Pizzatelli saved his life. That was a similar incident where the goaltender, Malarchuk, was not able to skate away from the goal. This time Zednik, as I said, did not look panicked. He did the right thing. He went right back to the bench. And everybody here is standing, and anybody old enough can remember the Clint Malarchuk incident.
Midway through the third period here in Buffalo, we will obviously get your report when we get it on the Panthers forward, Richard Zednik. 4-3 game. We are back midway through the third period here in Buffalo, and about as scary a moment as you can get, as the Panthers' Richard Zednik caught a skate as Olli Jokinen was getting upended. The skate caught Zednik in the neck area, it appeared, and for no other way to say it, the blood just came pouring out, and Richard Zednik quickly got over to the bench and went into the tunnel. Hem2 here in Buffalo came across.
They can't, the Zamboni's coming out now to try and take care of the blood stains. There's a lot of blood on the ice, and they just couldn't get it done with the normal procedure of scraping it off and then shoveling it off. So everybody is obviously concerned, and good time for prayer.
Zednik signing with the Panthers this offseason as a free agent. Playing some great hockey for Florida. And he obviously is inside that Panther dressing room getting medical attention. Only hope for the best, and we'll get you an update when we get one. Take a timeout here in Buffalo. Welcome back to Buffalo. 4-3 hockey game in favor of the Sabres. Zambonis are on the ice as Richard Zednik has been rushed to the hospital here in Buffalo. He caught a skate in the neck area, and right immediately he knew something was really wrong. Only Jokinen's skate cut him, and the blood came pouring out. Zednik quickly got to the bench, and he is being rushed to the hospital right now.
We're showing the image of Tony Ludman, the defenseman for the Buffalo Sabres. He went over to the Florida Panther bench and inquired.
Yeah, it's one of those times where the game and everything else becomes completely secondary, of course. See a look of concern on those Panther players' faces. Their teammate Richard Zednick. Again, mentioned first year in South Florida for Richard Zednick, and boy, he's been something else late for Florida, pouring in the goals, especially on this road trip. Zednick had a hat trick on Tuesday night in Toronto. Continued to do the job last night in the win over Boston. Zednick this year, 15 goals for the Panthers, but much, much more importantly than that, thoughts and prayers with Richard, family, as he gets rushed to the hospital here in Buffalo.
Well, you have to think that obviously there's good news. He's being rushed to the hospital, being well taken care of at this point, and a lot of blood was lost. Rob McLean, there's a lot of players, I should say 4 or 5 of the players, Cullimore, Peltonen, a few of the other guys have come in and out of the dressing room, probably taking advantage of, doing something for themselves, like changing their gloves or maybe something of that nature, but also looking in on what happened. But at this point, Richard Zednick has been taken to the hospital in emergency, obviously. And just to reiterate what we've been saying, it's a good time for prayer.
We get the report that he is now in stable condition on his way to the hospital here in Buffalo. So once again, Richard Zednick cut with a skate in the neck area on his way to the hospital here in Buffalo, but in stable condition.
Wife Jessica and daughter Ella back in South Florida. We're with you in spirit.
There's Bill McCreary speaking with Panthers coach Jacques Martin in the tunnel now.
I would have to say that part of the discussion is to maybe determine whether or not this game should go on.
I was thinking that, yeah. Because you look. Obviously both teams extremely shaken up. It could have been any one of these players out there now, and you could see the conversation continuing. From a hockey standpoint, these two teams do not play each other again.
Well, I'm sure that Mr. Bettman, the commissioner of the National Hockey League, is in on this at this moment.
Yeah.
Decisions will be made, and now they've gone deeper into the corridor, obviously in the dressing room. Lindy Ruff is no longer on the bench of the Sabres, so I'm sure he too is in conference with the referees.
We do get a report from our guys in the truck that they have pinched the cut and stopped the bleeding. So obviously that is the most important news. Zednick in stable condition on his way to the hospital. And it was a lot of blood. I'm not going any further with it, but it was about as much as you'll ever see.
We talked about the Clint Malarchuk incident years ago right here in Buffalo. It was not in this arena, but in the Odd. It was a carotid artery that had been severed. And Jim Pizzutelli, the former trainer for the Florida Panthers, was then trainer of the Buffalo Sabres, went on the ice and pinched that right away and stopped the bleeding.
Saved his life. Yeah.
Saved his life.
Jacques Martin and Lindy Ruff were underneath discussing things along with Bill McCreary and, of course, communication with the NHL offices. Jacques now, as you see, back on the Panther bench, and Colin Campbell reportedly is in the building tonight. Of course, his son Gregory is on the Panthers, and he's talking with Bill McCreary, the official.
We're only a couple hours from Toronto. This is where Colin Campbell would reside. So
there's Coley.
driving here would not be a problem. There's Colin Campbell right here on this side. Darcy Regier right on this side is the general manager of the Buffalo Sabres. Bill McCreary, as I said earlier, he too a former hockey player, played junior hockey in the Ontario Hockey League. We've all at one time or another wondered how this does not happen more often sometimes. I mean, it's a rough game, and wow.
Making the announcement on the PA that he's in stable condition. That draws a large cheer from the crowd here in Buffalo, and the players tapping their sticks on the ice as well. And now it's a standing ovation. Classy group of fans in this Buffalo community. Well, you find out a lot about fans at times like this, don't you, Denny? This is a standing ovation, a prolonged one from this full house here in Buffalo.
Well, it's really a hockey community, isn't it? There's no sport where the fans are closer to the players than hockey. And it appears as though a decision has been made to continue on. So here we go.